Hey there, welcome to Shoots the Shit, starring your favorite shoot shitters, us.
Including me.
We're just gonna projectile fecal all over your fucking face.
And we're just gonna be talking.
Yeah. So we forgot to record an episode of the podcast last week, and Serodin is out of town right now. Something he neglected to mention to me, but that's fine. I like surprises.
I learned that on the night of Halloween, but like I ended up getting like really fucking tired and just crashing at home afterwards, and then the following day I was so fucking busy that it just slipped my mind. So
Yeah.
that's also partially on me. But
Yeah.
to be fair, I had so much shit to do.
That's fine. I like being in the dark. I'm in the dark right now.
Yes, like factually, that is how you live.
Yes. I will age extremely gracefully, and I have acute night vision.
It's gonna be really fucking weird when I get to be like fucking 45 years old and I start getting just the worst wrinkles you've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh no, it's gonna be crazy. When we're famous, like in like 10 years or 10, 15 years or whatever, it's gonna be crazy because you're gonna look like your age, and I'm gonna somehow look like 10 to 15 years younger than you. But we literally share a birthday.
You were going to look exactly the same as you do now.
Yeah.
Which is going to be really fucking fun. We were literally born the same damn day.
Yeah. Dude, the sun is the killer, man. Stay out of the sun.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Now, unfortunately, I need to go places outside to do things quite frequently, so I get exposed to the sun relatively frequently by sheer necessity.
And that's why we invented ski masks.
Yeah, just look at Jason Voorhees.
That's a hockey mask.
Fuck yeah, you're right. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, still, he knows what's up.
That's a embarrassing foul. People are gonna look back on that in the future and be like, "Wow, what a dumb fuck."
Wow, Kevin, fake fan.
Yeah. I mean, more just
Fake fans, says the person who just watched that movie for the first time a week and a half ago.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think it's like fake fan territory. It's more like fake pop culture osmosis fail. Like, you know, like it's like,
Yeah, true. Yeah.
you know, it's like calling Darth Vader purple. It's like, do you even exist on Earth?
Yeah, what version of Darth Vader is fucking purple? Jeez.
I have to imagine there's probably some like fucking like third tier licensed toy from like the 90s or whatever where like he's purple. Back when like they didn't give a shit about as much about like, you know, the licensing was looser, wasn't as big a deal.
They didn't care so much about accuracy. Yeah.
Look, if you can be a scorpion in the NES game, then being purple is not off the table.
Honestly, the only thing that I can really think of right now that's like in the ballpark of that is something My Little Pony related.
Well, go on, I guess. You can't just say that and drop it.
Yeah, so yeah, when the series first, like when My Little Pony Friendship is Magic first came out in like 2010, the first wave of the toy line based around season 1, most of the toys were like about as show accurate as you can get for toys that were like $3 each for little girls.
Sure.
Except for Princess Celestia, for whatever reason, Celestia's toy, apparently because marketing executives felt that little girls wouldn't buy a white toy, they decided to make Princess Celestia hot pink.
Why do they assume little girls hate white?
I don't know.
I want studies. I want studies pointed to.
It's very strange also considering that one of the main characters, Rarity, is also white. So, and she didn't get a fucking, like, fur color change, I guess. So...
Maybe they were concerned about having two white toys.
Yeah, maybe it's an issue of, like, trying to, like, differentiate the two in the toy line, just like...
Right, so no little girl thinks they have the complete set because they see two white ones when they don't.
Right. Oh, and they ask their parent, "I want the white one," and they get the
Right.
wrong white one.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, now see, it sounds less retarded when we think it out a little.
That's true. Yeah. See, it was just kind of accepted for a long time. It's like, oh, they, changed the color because kids wouldn't buy Princess Celestia if she was white, which is funny. But
I mean, that means she's descended from great leaders.
well, I hope she can. I hope she can act like her ancestors as well as look like them.
Yeah, that's all we can really hope for. The world of children's toys is crazy. One of my favorite facts about a big complaint about the 2016 Ben 10 reboot is the fact that a lot of his aliens were either redesigned, and a lot of the new ones were very humanoid in shape. And the reason for that is actually because of toy molds. It was a lot cheaper for them to repurpose humanoid models, whereas if you have more like obviously alien ones, like the original Stinkfly versus reboot Stinkfly is a great example, where like original Stinkfly is quadruped and a big insect with wings and like looks like a bug, but Stinkfly in the reboot is much more humanoid. It looks more like a fucking Super Sentai like Bugman suit thing.
Oh, kind of like a freaking classic Kamen Rider monster thing.
Yeah. It looks a lot more like that. But it's still somehow Stinkfly. And the reason they did that and changed a few other ones, and the reason like why Wild Mutt, for instance, wasn't in the reboot, was because they were trying to save money on toy molds, because humanoid molds can be like modified slightly to like it was a lot cheaper. Which I mean, sucks shit. That's awful. Because it's like, if your whole fucking thing is selling toys of cool aliens, it kind of sucks when you go, well, for cost reasons, we got to make all the aliens the same shape. It kind of takes the fun out of, aliens.
It does, yeah, because like the whole point of honestly, the entire appeal of Ben 10, at the very least, the original series that I grew up with, the whole appeal of Ben 10 was that he turned into all these wildly varying alien monsters, and each one had like a super distinct design. Each one was utilized in like a very particular way in a fight or just in general. Like
they were all. I mean, they were all heroes, like, and they're all like the entire impetus is that they could all be superhero designs in their own right.
Yeah. Because like Forearms is different from Gray Matter, who is different from Ghost Freak, who is different from Accelerate. So
yeah, and they kept that up for a long time through AFUA and Omniverse, but it's only in the reboot where they started getting I don't know, Cartoon Network or someone involved in the toy manufacturing, I don't know the specifics, got cheap with it.
Mattel, I guess, I don't know.
Possibly, I don't know. Yeah, that sucks.
It does, yeah, and it doesn't really help the whole thing people have of the Ben 10 reboot looking kind of childish and indistinct comparative to the original, because the original Ben 10, when you really get down to it, is kind of an homage to Silver Age comics.
Yeah.
Whereas that really doesn't seem to be the case with the rebooted continuity.
Yeah, the reboot is much more of its time. But anyway, speaking of superheroes, I just beat Spider-Man 2 a few hours ago.
Ooh, excellent! How is that?
It's fantastic. I'm gonna do the normal thing where I immediately complain about something after I beat it.
Would you say that it is an amazing Spider-Man game?
It is pretty. It is pretty. It's a technical achievement for sure, and I really love how they evolved the gameplay. I said this on Twitter, but this game is actually a lot harder than the previous two.
I did see you mention that, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said that they like vastly reworked combat.
It's not vastly. It's like they made some very surgical tweaks to make the combat a bit more difficult. The first is that there's a vast reduction in gadgets. The first game, in particular, had like 10, 12 gadgets or something like that for various crowd control purposes. There's only 5 in this one, and one of them is just web shooters. So really, you only have 4. This does streamline the controls. So in the original game, you used your gadgets via a Ratchet and Clank style weapon wheel. In this one, because it's only 4 outside the web shooters have... So web shooters, is rapidly tapping R1, whereas to use a gadget, you hold R1 and then press one of the face buttons. So that makes it a lot cleaner to control. You're not pausing the action so much with the weapon wheel. And to be fair, they picked kind of the best ones to keep. That suit this game's strengths. It's a much more streamlined control system, but because you have far less gadgets, that means you have far less gadget charges, so you don't have as much spammable crowd control as you did originally. You got to use it a bit more conservatively. Now you do have different, to kind of make up for that, on the other side, holding L1 and pressing a face button allows you to use... so Peter gets the spider arms, like the metallic things that come out of his back. He has various moves about those, and of course later the symbiote powers. Not a spoiler, it's in the trailers. And then Miles has 2 different variants of his electricity powers per input. So you do have like super moves you can pull off, which is an evolution of something they introduced to Miles Morales with his now confusingly named Venom powers, which I understand Insomniac didn't name them that. That's a Bendis thing, but I'm always confused by that.
Yeah.
Why the hell did you call Miles' electric powers Venom powers when Venom is Venom?
Yeah, that.
I've never liked that.
It's not. It doesn't make any sense when you think about it. It really doesn't. For like longer than 3 seconds, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I feel like Bendis could have chosen to be more creative about that. Anyway, they exist, and he has like also blue electric powers, which have slightly different effects. So, but anyway, back to the point though, because of the reduction of gadgets, of spider gadgets, you have generally more reduced crowd control. But also they made it so that when you're doing combos and when you're fighting, you build focus meter. Focus meter can either be used on finishers or healing. You can just press down on the D-pad and heal some of your health. In the first 2 games, it was a direct conversion. If you press down on the D-pad, you would use whatever meter you had, and it would heal you whatever that equivalent was. Now you need to build a segmented bar, to activate the healing. So if you only have like half a bar, you can't heal at all. So this means there are way more situations in which you're going to be on low health, and you've got to just dodge and survive, and build that meter back up so you can get to a point where you can heal, or build your other ultimate meter for the burst, so that you get a burst of energy or more damage or something like that. So you're basically, if you are at low health in this one, it's not just a matter of throwing. In the original game, it was a matter of doing enough damage to get a little bit of meter so you can heal a bit, and then it was kind of like a granular process. In this one, you've got to commit a lot more to it, and so it makes losing large chunks of health a lot more punishing.
Yeah, there's just a lot more of a risk reward system going on there in the sequel.
I also say that particularly on spectacular difficulty, some of the dodge timings are very strict. Also, there's parrying now. That's fun. And some attacks cannot be dodged and can only be parried unless you traverse away from, not dodge, but actually get physically too far away. But usually that's not an option if it's already flashing yellow, so you have to parry at a specific moment. So with these changes in mind on spectacular difficulty, and presumably all difficulties, but especially on spectacular, which is was the highest in the previous 2 games, it is the highest you can choose by default. There is a new unlockable ultimate difficulty that unlocks after you beat the game. which I'm assuming is the case because they probably only intend for you to do this with the upcoming New Game Plus that is going to get patched in at some point. I have to imagine Ultimate would be frankly impossible without New Game Plus upgrades.
Yeah.
I will probably replay the game with that difficulty at some point in New Game Plus.
Developers, when they're developing a sequel to their hit game, okay, we need to add a parry system. Why? We just do! Every time.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking Sonic Frontiers has a parry system. Sonic Frontiers! Sonic!
I mean, that makes sense. He's fast. Why couldn't he parry fast?
Yeah, it's just... Parrying has never really been a thing in Sonic before, so it's just... It's just new. It's just weird.
Sounds like someone needs to get good.
Then again, Frontiers has a much higher emphasis on combat than previous games.
True.
In that it actually has combat.
Yep.
We're just gonna ignore Sonic Boom over there in the corner. It doesn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I still have plenty to do to platinum it, which I intend to, like I did the first game.
Yeah.
A lot of open side stuff I left undone because once you hit a certain point in the story, while you still can do open world stuff, I felt the tug of narrative urgency and thought, man, I mean, the world's fucking ending. It'd be kind of weird if I just went off to save Miss Abernathy's cat or whatever, you know?
Yeah. Doesn't really jive with what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of video games, and since I brought up Sonic Frontiers, I've tried to get through the Final Horizons update for Sonic Frontiers, but...
Are you pussing out? Are you pussying out?
Okay, so here's the thing, man. Sonic Frontiers, like, I enjoy a good challenge in a video game, but the problem is, the challenge that they've introduced to Sonic Frontiers feels distinctly at odds with how the rest of the game has been designed. The rest of Sonic Frontiers has been designed with kind of... It's more freeform and you can experiment a lot more. Like, there's just more player choice being given in terms of how it's designed and how you traverse through the world and the different obstacles. With Sonic Frontiers, not only is it much more strict and a lot more rigid in terms of how you're supposed to actually, you know, complete certain challenges or go through certain platforming sections, but it's designed in such a way that it is almost actively working against the player. There's one really infamous section in, I think it's either the first or it's either on the first or second tower, where you have to side-loop around this one very small area on a platform with 2 boost pads directly next to you, and if you hit one of those boost pads, you get flung off the platform, and you have to hit restart on the entire section.
Sure.
There's another there's also the second tower, which utilizes a bunch of homing attack, a bunch of walls and stuff that you have to homing attack to traverse through the very long and very difficult platforming section. And if you miss, if you fall down at any point, you have to restart the entire thing. Like, you have to start from the bottom and work your way back up to the top of the tower. And the actual tower challenges that you're given are unbelievably rigid. Like, you have to... There are, like, maybe 1, maybe 2 ways that you can beat each one of these challenges. And they're so specific, and they're so... And, like, the way that you're supposed to do it is so obtuse and specific that it feels more like a chore to complete it than an actual challenge.
I mean, I feel like that's how most challenges are designed, with a way to do it in mind, particularly in a platformer.
This is...
Because it becomes a test of execution, which is the point.
I suppose so, but the way that it's being implemented here is... Sonic Frontiers does not have the right control and design to really support this, and it feels just like so much more of a chore than it actually should be. And the windows for shit are just so unbelievably tight, it's just a pain in the ass. I'm having a difficult time with it. I'm not really having fun like I was with the first, like with the entirety of the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
The story that we're getting out of like Final Horizons is good. I like the story content, but I'm struggling with the gameplay. I'm just not having a good time with it. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of, this is a weird point of comparison, but maybe it's just because I watched the Gilly the Kid video on it. It kind of reminds me of going from like the NES Mega Man games to Dr. Wily's Revenge on Game Boy.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never played that, so I don't know.
It is bullshit.
Oh, okay. Well, I could figure that much.
Yep. No, yeah. Apart from that, haven't really been playing a whole lot of video games aside from like just multiplayer stuff, though.
Sure.
Have been having a good time with Halo Infinite lately. Halo Infinite's really come around in the last year, and especially with the Season 5 update with the new maps and a lot of the added playlists that have happened over time, and we're gonna get Firefight later this season. That's gonna be fantastic. Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've also been playing Halo Infinite. How's that going?
Yes, I've been getting more into Halo Infinite. Mostly whatever modes are in the quick playlist is what I've been sticking to. So that's Slayer, Oddball, One Flag, Extraction, King of the Hill. I think there might be more. I don't remember.
That's about right. Yeah. No. Yeah. And does that include Land Grab?
Yes, Land Grab. Also Land Grab.
Yeah.
Although, strangely, I don't think I've ever gotten Land Grab on anything that wasn't Bizarre yet.
Yeah. I like Land Grab on... I actually really like Land Grab on Launch Site. I generally don't like Launch Site aside from Slayer, but it's really good for Land Grab.
Do you get Launch Site in the quick playlist, or is that's a huge map, right? Isn't that for something else?
No, that's just a regular 4v4 map.
Right, but your complaint was that it shouldn't be.
It probably shouldn't be. It should probably be closer to it. It feels a lot more like a Halo 3 or Halo 4 big team map. But yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, fucking. No, I've been having a great time with Halo Infinite. You should check out some of the other playlists. I'm a big fan of. Currently, I'm a big fan of Super Fiesta and Husky Raid. Those are very fun. Especially Husky Raid. That's great.
Oh, does that involve a bunch of dogs?
No, Husky Raid is based off of a... I'm not sure why it's called Husky Raid, but it's based off of a social, like a Forge game mode that was created during Halo 5.
I see.
Where it's a simplified version of two flag CTF.
I see. Or as I like to call it, CTF.
Yeah, where you just have like a big where you just have a long straightaway with a flag on either end.
Yeah.
And everybody spawns with random weapons.
I'm gonna be real. One flag CTF is such a confusing concept to me. I mean, not that I can't grasp it. It's just why.
I don't like One Flag, honestly, because
what was wrong with regular CTF?
The problem I have with One Flag CTF is that because the way a lot of the maps are designed, it's too unbalanced in favor of one team.
Yeah.
It's either too unbalanced in favor of the defending team or the attacking team. There's really no in between.
I think I've only ever played it on Salvation.
Yeah, and in a lot of One Flag matches, what ends up happening is that, like, even if you are on a map where it's like very easy to defend, the second the enemy gets into your base and grabs that flag, unless you are extremely good at stopping like 6 people rushing at like 4 people rushing at the same time, you're going to lose. The second they get out of your base, they're home free.
Yeah.
So like it's way too unbalanced. I do not like one flag. I think that was one of the worst. It's one of the worst additions to. It's one of the worst additions to Halo Infinite. The worst addition is Stockpile.
I haven't played that. I don't know if that's in the quick play list.
It was removed from quick play or it was removed from. I don't think it was. No, wait, no, that's a big team thing.
Right.
But it's been. I'm not sure if the rework has been added to big team, but the previous way that it worked was just way too lopsided and dependent on spawns.
Yeah.
Which made the entire mode just a complete pain in the ass to play for everybody involved. They did a test of a rework of Stockpile. I'm not sure if that's actually been fully implemented yet, but they are reworking it. And
yeah.
I've played some of the reworked Stockpile. I still don't like it very much, but it's much better.
Yeah. All right.
I don't absolutely hate it.
I will form an opinion on that in due time.
Yeah, no, I do suggest just sticking to like the Team Slayer and Quick Play playlists right now, just to like get yourself a better feel for the game.
Yeah, yeah.
And fuck around in Fiesta so you can mess around with some more of the weapons.
Yeah, yeah. I do like how I find it interesting how the maps are often, in a way, the identity of the maps is kind of tied to what power weapons and equipment are designed to spawn on them, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually really like that design element because it helps to give each map kind of... As soon as you spawn on the map, you can tell what power weapons and what power items spawn on the map, whether or not it's like invis versus overshield or rockets versus cinder shot or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can, as soon as you spawn on the map, you can immediately formulate a plan to like actually utilize that effectively in whatever game mode you're playing.
Yeah. Is it determined by map or by game mode?
It's different. It's determined by map.
Okay. So no matter what mode it is on like Bazaar, it's always going to be the same stuff.
Yeah. There's a new map that was added. I believe it's called Prism.
Yes, I played on Prism a few times.
Yeah. The power weapon on that map is specifically a pinpoint needler from the campaign.
Really, I got the skewer there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, no, I was doing mad kills with the skewer there.
Hey, you figured out how to use the skewer better than me.
I'm gonna be real. It's easier with a mouse.
It probably is. That's probably true because it has a very small reticle that you need to aim with.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at mouse tracking, so.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like
you might be really good with snipers in this game.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah, especially since people in Halo, they don't move as quickly as in other shooters I play, so yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm good at tracking, and also everyone is slower, which is also bad for me because I'm also slower. But like, so it's its own cadence. But like, yeah.
No, yeah. Halo has a very specific pace that it has compared to a lot of other shooters. But once you really get into that rhythm that Halo has, it's very, very fun.
Yeah, yeah.
I love Halo.
Yeah, I got best feeling so far is getting, I think, like 4 Gravhammer kills on, I want to say Recharge was where that was.
Not. It's probably. You're getting Gravhammer kills in general.
You're very stupid. Have I mentioned that lately?
Quite frequently. Come to think.
Yeah.
Quite frequently.
It is amazing. Hold on. Let me go to Steam. I want to see how many hours you have in this game you don't know any of the maps for.
Over 300.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see here. Steam, why? Okay, yeah, yes, Steam. Yeah, 323 hours. Can't name a fucking map. Anytime I ask, literally anytime.
I more so know the maps by vision. Look, here's the thing. Comparative to other Halo games, fucking Halo Infinite makes it a pain in the ass to actually figure out what fucking map you're playing on and what it's named.
I will admit that.
But considering that I have over 300 hours,
yeah,
I probably should know these by now.
Yeah, you probably should.
Probably.
It makes discussing it with you very confusing.
Very weird, yeah.
Yeah.
And to be fair, there's so many fucking maps in the game now.
I get it. Not everyone can be autistic about maps like me. I understand. You know. I guess we're just
map autist Siegfried.
We're just facing worlds, you and me.
I guess so.
Yep. It was 2 Fort before 2 Fort, and then there's 2 Fort.
And then there's 2 Fort.
What is Halo Infinite's 2 Fort? I guess I'll find out. Every game's got a 2 Fort.
Yep, I guess so. Yep.
Speaking of CTF, I hear the K-pop mode for this Overwatch 2 event is not quite CTF, but like CTF mechanically, which should be refreshing considering CTF has not been an arcade the entire season.
Yeah, CTF, come back, my beloved.
Yeah, I'll have a taste of it.
When will CTF be back from the war?
Mm-hmm. I miss it sometimes. I quite do.
Yep.
I'm not sure what the rotations are. I know there's probably going to be less tabs once the Halloween shit exits the arcade, which I think is today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's funny. They actually overlap. These events are actually overlapping by like a day or two, which is interesting.
It's very fascinating, yeah.
Yeah.
Not really something you would not really something you'd think would happen, but I guess it just kind of happened that way.
It was in the contract. Le Seraphim demands their collab now.
Now.
Yep.
Yeah.
BlizzCon tomorrow.
BlizzCon tomorrow. They have 2 different Overwatch panels. What the fuck are they planning?
Right, because like for Overwatch news specifically, it's probably going to come in 3 waves. Opening ceremony tomorrow, the first panel tomorrow, and then the second panel on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll get another like hero reveal? Or...
Yeah. Oh yes. They've already confirmed that on the website.
Okay. Fucking awesome.
Yeah. In fact, I think they had like a little. They didn't say any specifics, but they like broke it down, where the reveal is going to happen at the opening ceremony. Then the first panel, that same day later, later tomorrow, is going to be a complete deep dive into the hero, mechanically, story-wise, design-wise, all that shit. And then on Saturday is the What's Next panel, which will cover everything else.
Nice.
Probably so that the articles, I've come to realize everything companies do these days is for the benefit of journalists in some way. So they don't have overlapping articles or have to combine different topics in the same article and shit like that. So it makes sense for them to do, especially since it's not obviously Overwatch isn't going to be the only thing getting news from BlizzCon. So it makes sense for them to be like this and then this.
And then this.
Just for the journalist's benefit,
Yeah.
But no, exciting times ahead.
Yeah, it's amazing because I actually play Overwatch now, so I can give a shit.
That's true.
Yeah.
And it's a game you can actually name the maps in.
I can! It's great, isn't it? It helps that they literally tell you what fucking map it is when you boot in.
That is a good feature. It should probably be standard on everything, Halo.
Yeah. It should be. It really should be.
Look, you don't need to get a fucking... You don't even need to do it. Overwatch doesn't get an announcer. I understand you don't want to fucking pay someone to do that, but at least, show the name in the corner or somewhere,
Yeah, just literally show it. Just,
now entering Bazaar.
Now entering Streets.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, to be fair, Streets is obvious. You're not going to confuse Streets with anything else, but...
Very true. Very true.
Unlike some of the more UNSC focused shit, where some of it does blend together,
Yeah. I think the only UNSC one that I know the name of, like, right offhand is Live Fire, and that's because it was a launch map.
Not to be confused with Launch Site, which was also a launch map.
That is also true, yeah.
No, I can tell Live Fire.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
some of them kind of like Recharge looks a lot like Aquarius, because they're fully white and they're like white interiors. Some of the ruins, at first glance anyway.
Yeah.
But I will learn them all because I am a map artist. I'm a map loving man.
Yep. And then you can do a full tier list of all the Halo Infinite maps.
That is exactly why I'm playing this game, exclusively to do a tier list. If there's one thing I love almost as much as maps, it's tier lists.
And tier lists about maps.
I'm coming as we speak. Yep.
I'd say you'll get us demonetized, but we're not monetized here.
No. I have been pumping out consistent high quality content for 10 years now. Actually, I think it has. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I passed my 10th anniversary. I forgot about it. Fuck.
No!
I was going to do a thing. God damn it. I just realized. Yeah, my 10th channel anniversary. That was like September 15th. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I forgot.
Goddamn. Well, happy 10th YouTube anniversary! Yay!
Yes, it has been 10 years since I uploaded a extremely bad quality ramble about Modica Magica. The only thing I fear more than the audio quality of that one is what I might have said in it.
I mean, I feel like that's consistent with everything people say on the internet after a point. Like, after a point, I feel like you basically just disown everything you say past a certain point.
It depends. Like, I stand by most of what I've made.
Yeah.
And usually the stuff that I regret is stuff I immediately regret, like the Kyoani video.
Yeah.
Or
that one was just very... Honestly, the issue with the Kyoto animation video was just that it was very poorly researched.
Yeah, or sometimes it takes a little bit, but I start regretting like the Troy Baker video, which I think I delisted because I just didn't want to fucking besmirch the man.
Yeah.
I was in a dark place. I was angry.
Yeah, Troy doesn't deserve that shit.
Yeah, it took like a year for me to realize, you know what, I was too hard on Troy Baker, honestly.
Yeah. Honestly, what we know now, it's very definitely more so an industry thing than it is an individual actor thing.
And usually the stuff I regret most is not actually the shit where I had like the worst opinion or the worst take or the worst argument or whatever. It's usually shit that's just lazy, you know?
Yeah.
Like some of the old solo BGS episodes were like extremely lazy, like me just reacting to like Dota 2 patch notes. Who cares about my opinion on that? Like, really, you know? Or reading, or or commenting on a TV tropes page. Like it's the lazy shit like that I regret more than any bad opinion I've ever said.
Honestly, now I'm just curious. Looking up what the hell you actually said in some of those old ones. Hold on, let me see if I can find some of these old ones. No, yeah, you did not delist it. I can still find it in your playlist. Troy Baker's recent quote-unquote acting.
Yeah.
Third. Yeah, that is your third episode, by the way. That is your third episode.
Yeah, hold on. Ooh, Talos Principle 2 review up. I will watch that later. After I delist these videos immediately. Hold on.
Yeah.
Damn it, I gotta scroll through a fucking... Damn it, I've made so many videos. I made 440 videos.
Wait. No, it says it's delisted, but you can find it in the playlist? What the fuck?
Interesting. Are you logged into my account?
No, I'm on my phone, so that's only my account.
Interesting. I might have... I'll look into it. Because I was pretty sure I delisted that.
Yeah, there are a bunch of shit. There's a bunch of shit here that you've delisted that I can still see. Because it's in the playlist.
That's very strange. I will have to look into that.
Yeah, to be fair, no one's gonna check the fucking playlist, so...
Well, now you've made me sad. Why does no one care about my playlists? I like how I went to the studio page. I like how there's a podcast tab now, but none of our podcasts are in the podcast tab. They're in the videos tab because I don't care enough to set that up.
Yeah.
I don't care enough to set that up. And you shouldn't either.
Bakugaijin Show, episode 14. Topic: Vita does have games. Shut the fuck up.
That shut the fuck up was exclusively directed at Pro Jared, by the way.
Yeah.
I watched that. He did a fucking I think he did like a handheld console ranking video where he put the Vita in D tier, and I'm like, hold the fuck up, you piece of shit.
Yeah, no, man.
I hope you get canceled in 6 months.
Well, I have good news for you.
It's fine. He's uncanceled now. He uncanceled himself.
Yeah, he's not quite where he used to be, but he is uncanceled as of current.
Yeah. That was a saga.
Yeah. God, what hell of a time that was. Oh boy.
I like how even when I believed, apparently it was massively over exaggerated and there was a lot more context to the situation, but I liked how at the time when we believed those things about him, I was less bothered by that than I was about him putting the Vita in the D tier.
You had your priorities correct.
Yeah. It's like I've always said, normal things people get offended by don't offend me. It's only like really small things or really, really big things.
Just really esoteric shit.
Yeah, like if you stab a dude, I don't fucking care. But like if you butter both sides of your bread or are a billionaire with a fucking like emerald mine, then I hate you.
Yeah. We hate you. Please die.
Yeah, it's like there's a gap in what should bother me that just doesn't bother me. Normal crimes don't bother me. It's petty small shit and planet-destroying shenanigans that bother me.
Yeah, I get the planet-destroying shit. I get that. Mm-hmm. That's very reasonable to be upset about.
I mean, I live here.
I live here. This is my planet too.
Yeah, you can't destroy this planet. I live here. I don't really have a backup set up.
Yeah. That's literally one of my favorite jokes from
Eat the Rich.
DBZ. It's literally one of my favorite jokes from DBZ Abridged, by the way. Like, when Vegeta's about to unleash the final flash, Trunks is like, there's literally nothing you can do to make the situation worse, save blowing up the planet, and then Vegeta just starts screaming, and Trunks is like, he's gonna blow up the planet and Krillin immediately, but I live here! Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the rich, I have a work story.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, last night at the restaurant, we had a party. There was a party for some ancient, rich, like, tech investors.
Oh, boy.
And I didn't see them, obviously, because I'm in the back. But, like, whenever there's a party, everyone especially with these rich fucks that, like, don't give a shit. You know, these, like... I was told that they were very snooty, very elitist, extremely old. Like, I think I was told the youngest person in the party was in their late 70s. So that's fun. But it's very funny to me when we have parties, because they bring out like the party platters and all that. It's a lot of prep work for everyone else, and it's a lot of running back and forth and a lot of like custom orders and shit. So like it's hell for everyone else except me for two reasons. I always feel bad because I kind of look forward to when we have parties, at least a little bit, because what it means for me is they never finish everything on the party platters, and when they send the party platters back, I get first dibs on all the food. So
yeah.
I get a shitload of free food, and the only thing I have to do is dunk like 10 extra silver platters that don't even get dirty because like they're only used for this. They literally just put a bunch of fruit on them and then send it back. So they're not dirty at all. I just have to dunk them for like decontamination reasons. So it's barely any extra work, but I get a shitload of free food. Meanwhile, everyone else is fucking bitching at each other because of how busy they are. So I always feel kind of bad about that. Although it does...
literally every fucking cook in the kitchen is just like, oh, I hate these rich motherfuckers, and you're just like, shit, yeah, free food.
Meatballs and flatbread.
Ooh, don't mind if I do.
I had too many cheese cubes. After I left, I became extremely gassy because of the amount of cheese cubes I consumed.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, cheese.
Cheese. Yeah, everyone else is fucking yelling at each other and fucking bitching out about the rich old fucks and how much work they have to do and all the fucking custom orders and shit that get sent back. And meanwhile, I'm constructing a miniature fruit. I'm taking all the little fruits and making a little mini kebab with a toothpick. And I'm like, grapes.
Oh, fuck yeah, grapes.
I love melon dew or honeydew melon.
Yeah, oh god, honeydew's delicious.
Dude, honeydew fucking S tier melon.
Literally, like, top of the line, man.
Yeah. I'm convinced they only ever serve it with cantaloupe so that you can eat some cantaloupe and go, yeah, okay, and then have the honeydew and go like, what? Like the cantaloupe and honeydew situation. It's kind of like when a girl has like a less attractive friend to make herself look better by comparison. You know, like it's like when girls have like ugly friends to make themselves look better by. That's the relationship between cantaloupe and honeydew. Like honeydew is not bad. Sorry. Cantaloupe isn't bad, but like you only ever eat it as a primer to experience the best form of honeydew, which is post cantaloupe honeydew, because because honeydew is so much better than cantaloupe. So when you need like a palate cleanser from the honeydew, you get the cantaloupe, and then the next honeydew tastes even better because you just had cantaloupe.
Yeah, because the cantaloupe is like a more like mellow sweetness with kind of a bitterness to it.
Yeah.
And honeydew is just like straight sugary sweetness, and it's so nice.
Yeah, let me break down my free dinner last night. Leftovers from this rich fuck's party. So they had sliders with like prime rib slices on them. They're all right. They had meatballs, which I love the meatballs here. I don't get them enough. Meatballs, cheese cubes, some like what's that type of pizza called where like it's a bunch of sauce and then they like splotch on mozzarella, like a Neapolitan, is it?
Neapolitan, yeah.
Like a Neapolitan flatbread.
Nice.
The one thing I didn't like is they had these chicken wings with like this this Thai sauce on them, and they were really dry. I could see why they sent back. Yeah, I can see why they sent them back, and I can see why nobody in the back was taking them, because they were kind of the sauce wasn't bad, but it was just really dry wings. And
you do not want to overcook your wings because that shit becomes dry and it's like eating sand.
Yeah, and a bunch of fruit: raspberries, grapes, strawberries, honeydew, cantaloupe. I was making little shish kebabs of fucking fruit and cheese. It was glorious.
Nice.
As punishment for this, it did take us longer to finish. Like I left late last night. Like normally on a Wednesday, I would be out a little after 9, like 9:10-ish, and I didn't leave until like 9:45-ish. So that part sucked, but I got free dinner. And I didn't really have that much extra work. It was mostly just shit got delayed up the chain. So I always feel bad because I don't mind when we have parties because I get free food and barely any extra work. Meanwhile, everyone else is fucking struggling.
Yeah. No, yeah, I was pretty busy yesterday myself. Like, it's the first of the month, so I'm usually busy anyway. But I also had like something that I was doing elsewhere. So like first of the month I usually I go out, I get food, and I do a bunch of other stuff. So like not only did I have to do that, I had to go to the store to grab food, and I had to get a bunch of necessities and whatever. Not only did I have to do that, also later at like from like 4 to 9 I was out getting dinner and a movie with Cupid Third and a mutual friend of ours, Jake. We went out and watched the Japanese version of Godzilla 2000 because there was a Fathom event for that.
Sure. Can you fathom it?
I can fathom it, yeah. That's why it's called Fathom.
Thanks for spelling out the joke. That's what we keep you around for.
Yep. It's interesting. I own Godzilla 2000 on Blu-ray, but I've just never gotten around to watching it. It was just one of those things that I picked up for dirt fucking cheap because I needed to like fill out my Amazon cart.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have it on Blu-ray. It's just that I hadn't seen it before yesterday, and when I was given the opportunity to watch it in a theater, I'm like, fuck, sure. Why
I like
not?
how you bought it on Blu-ray and you ended up seeing it in a theater anyway.
Yeah,
This is
Yeah,
why
go
this is why you never have money for anything.
Yeah, I kind of went back. Yeah, I kind of did that shit backwards. Oops. To be fair, there's shit that I already own on Blu-ray that I've already seen that I've still gone out and watched in theaters before. So, I'm just ridiculous like that, I guess.
It's like whenever you complain about not having enough money for something, I can't feel sorry for you because you always do this shit.
Yeah. No, yeah. But no, yeah. Went out and watched Godzilla 2000. Very good movie, by the way. Although the special effects don't really age very well.
What year did it come out?
In Japan, 1999.
False advertising.
Okay, it came out in 2000 in North America, so there is that.
That's not its country of origin. That doesn't count.
Yeah. Interestingly, though, the English dub of Godzilla 2000 does differ a bit from the Japanese version, so I need to watch the English version, which is also on the Blu-ray that I have. The English version is about 9 minutes shorter, and has some changes in the music and the editing. So I'm curious to see what all the differences are now that I've seen it in Japanese first. So that's gonna be something I'm gonna be doing probably relatively soon, maybe this weekend. I don't know.
Sure.
No, yeah. We also went out to eat at Culver's last night.
How to enjoy your 4,000 calories?
Oh, they were so delicious, man.
Culver's is a fucking... I like Culver's, but it's a fucking trap.
Culver's is delicious, and it is one of the most unhealthy places you can eat.
They will hand you, one handful of cheese curds and go hello, that's 1,200 calories you're holding.
That is 1/3 of your daily intake of calories. Have fun with that.
And it's this fucking tiny pouch, this barely a handful of cheese curds, is that... How do you do that? What are you putting in here?
Yeah, what are you fucking boiling it in, fucking pig fat? What the hell is happening here?
We boil it in pig fat and inject them with lard, just for the extra, just make them as calorically dense. I'm convinced they're, in most fucking urban environments, you would be hard-pressed to find anything more calorically dense than Culver's cheese curds.
Oh, most definitely. It's up there.
The only way I think you beat that is if you have a novelty store that sells one of those giant gummy bears.
Yeah, I've had pizza with fewer calories than Culver's cheese curds.
You can make pretty good pizza that's fairly
fairly lean, yeah.
Yeah, but apparently it's just impossible to make cheese curds without sacrificing half your fucking calories for the day.
I guess. God almighty. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. That shit's delicious, but wow.
Yeah. No, I do when I've had Culver's, it's usually been chicken strips, cheese curds, and their own brand of root beer is pretty nice.
Oh yeah, dude. Fucking both Serodin and Cuba the Third have both told me individually, completely independently of one another, quote, I love Culver's, but I'm on a diet, so I can't eat there.
I'm not even on a diet, and I don't eat there for this reason.
It's you're already fat. What, do you want to bloat more?
Yeah, it's yeah.
Oh my god. No, yeah, I do love Culver's though, so it's nice eating there. Honestly though, in terms of the more localized Midwestern chains, I'm more a fan of Cane's personally.
Of Raising fame?
The very same. No, yeah, fucking Raising Cane's has good ass chicken. People complain a lot about how quote unquote flavorless Cane's is, but I can't agree.
Yeah,
I really can't agree.
I've only gone to Cane's once, and it was with you, weirdly.
It was, yeah. No, I fucking love Cane's. Their chicken is so fucking juicy, man, and they're fast. They are fast as hell.
I was pleasantly surprised by the fucking Texas toast when we went there.
The toast is... Dude, if there's one thing that's better than the chicken, it's the fucking toast.
Yeah, the toast was great. I've only ever had Texas toast at Dairy Queen, and Dairy Queen doesn't hold a fucking candle to Cane's. I don't know what Dairy Queen's doing.
Oh, dude. You could literally... I have literally seen people get,
The funny thing... Yeah.
Yeah, I've literally seen people get the Caniac combo, and they're just like, excuse me, could you replace the coleslaw with another order of toast?
Would. But no. Like, it's such a... Because I'm not from Texas, so this whole fucking thing is strange to me. But, like, when you get it at Dairy Queen, you just kind of question it. You're like, why the fuck are you giving me a random piece of toast with this?
Yeah.
But at Cane's, it makes sense because the toast is an integral part of the meal by itself.
Yeah, like it adds, like it works along with like the fried chicken and the fries and the coleslaw. Like it's just kind of like a full thing.
I don't want the coleslaw. Can I get like another toast instead?
You can.
What?
Also, cane sauce is delicious.
Yeah, the sauce was pretty good. I remember the sauce.
Yeah, yeah. No, I fucking love Cane's, man. That's like my favorite, like Midwestern.
It's your favorite way to support right-wing politicians. As per the great chicken restaurant conspiracy we've uncovered in the past.
We have uncovered and we have spoken about at length many times before.
See File 97, the Zaxby's incident, for further details.
Yep. How deep does it go?
Mm-hmm.
Keep digging.
We call it the Zaxby's incident, but it's all chicken places. All chicken places donate to fringe political groups for some fucking reason. I don't understand it.
Fried chicken, it's alt-right all the way down.
Yeah, the fried chicken to fascist pipeline is truly real.
I love fried chicken, but that's one of those things where I'm just like, oh man, fucking capitalism, bro.
Why y'all gotta be nut jobs all the time?
Right.
Yeah, you can really taste the anti-abortion measures with every bite.
Yeah. People are like, oh, that's just Chick-fil-A. No, it's not just Chick-fil-A. Look deeper.
Yeah. Chick-fil-A was the fall guy.
Chick-fil-A is just the loudest about it.
More like Chick-fil-A guy.
Got him.
Yep.
Yep.
How's Fall Guys doing?
I assume it's still going. I haven't played it, and I haven't heard much about... Oh, right! No! They had a Final Fantasy event recently.
Oh.
Yeah, they had like a Final Fantasy 16 event, apparently.
Oh, for 6... No. Okay. Well...
Oh, no. Was it 14? Was it 14?
I don't know.
One of those fucking... Anyway, there's a Fall Guys Final Fantasy event, which is a phrase in and of itself.
I'd assume you'd want to do one of the more, like, iconic ones. I feel like doing one that just came out, it has sort of Aiden Pierce's iconic cap energy.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
No, this happens a lot with a lot of these, like, live service games. They'll just...
Hold on.
They'll just have tie-ins with, like, whatever's popular currently.
It was 14.
Okay, yeah.
Fair enough,
okay,
I guess.
To be fair, 14 has been around longer, so it definitely has longevity going for it.
Yeah, I feel if it was 16, I would have been like, wow, this is really Aiden Pierce's iconic hat, huh?
Yeah. Aiden Pierce. That's
they'll never live that down.
Yep.
Anyway, that's about an hour, so I feel like that's good for a stopgap video.
Yeah, I feel like that works pretty well.
Yeah. Anyway, stay tuned for the next proper episode of the Bakugaijin show that we do.
I hope you had fun with this little thing of us just rambling at you for an hour.
That's what the people want. That's what they crave. Anyway, subscribe for more things. You know how it works. We'll see you next time. Zeke Freak out. Ciao for now.